Hey guys, welcome to day 4 of the Start Your Yoga Challenge. And if you're watching the replay, welcome. Thanks for watching. My name is Tega. I'll show my face in a second here. We're doing 21 days of beginner yoga challenge. Hey Sarah, I just saw you come in. Hey Tim. If this is your first time in one of my scopes, go ahead and leave your name if it's not in your handle, just so I can address you by name. There's the link down there, bit.ly/start your yoga, if you want to get in on the Start Your Yoga Challenge. Hi guys, so I'm Tega and we're doing a beginner yoga challenge where we're sharing 21 days of beginner poses. And hi Cynthia, thanks for joining. And what happens is when you sign up, you get a pose in your email every day. And every 7 days, we show you a video of how to connect all the poses. And by the end of the 21 days, you should pretty much have a good foundation of 21 poses and 3 flows that you can use to develop your practice. And today I'm going to, hey Jerry, I remember you were here yesterday. Thanks for coming back today. And today I'm going to show how to do extended side angle pose. Hey Barb, I just saw you in Yuko's scope. Thanks for joining. Hey Sandy, thanks for inviting people. Sarah, I'm trying to set this up. Okay, so I'm going to show how to do extended side angle today. And Sarah, I did check out your Instagram message, so I'll show how to do the pose first, and I'm going to talk about what I think might be going on with you and how you can modify. Hey Barb, thanks for joining. Yes, I know, I just followed you from Yuka's scope. I was just saying that we're doing a 21-day beginner yoga challenge. It's called Start Your Yoga, and today I'm showing how to do extended side angle pose. Yesterday we did Warrior 2, and if you were here yesterday, there we go. Okay. If you were here yesterday, we talked about the difference in the feet positioning for work. If you can hear me, can you give me some hearts? I always never know if I'm too far to be heard or if you guys can hear me properly. Okay, I see hearts. That's great. Okay, so yesterday I was showing the feet positioning in Warrior 2. And usually, so that front foot is facing forward like this. And the back foot, so you want the heel, this is the heel right here, of the front foot to be in line with the middle. We usually say the arc, but the middle of the back foot. And so the feet position, this is the feet position in Warrior 2, and it's the same in extended side angle pose also. And I'm going to move this little horse, you guys. I'm in my brother-in-law's house, and he has kids, and I have no space to practice. Okay, so I think that's better. I can go wider. So when you're in here, the front foot is going to, and just like in Warrior 2, my body's going to stay facing forward. My hips are externally rotated and facing you. And then I'm going to go ahead and start to bend this knee. And I can see that as I'm bending, I can see that my knee is starting to track over my ankle, which is not safe. So I'm going to widen my stance a bit. That way, there we go. So now I feel better because my knee is staying above my ankle. When I widen my legs, I had more room to stand in the pose. And so what's going to happen next is with extended side angle, I'm just going to start from Warrior 2 with those hands reaching strongly and then lean forward. Now, if you see what I'm doing here, my legs aren't moving. It's from my, pretty much my waist up because my hips are still facing you. My hips are still down. So from my waist up, I'm going to lean forward and my gaze is still over that middle finger on this front hand. And then I'm going to take this hand and bring it down to the floor. Now, if I was in my apartment, I would have some blocks and I would show you how you could put a block right here, but I'm not in my own space right now, so I don't have a block. But if you did, and I'm trying to see, there's nothing I can use, but if you did, you would put a block like right here if you can't reach all the way down, because the lower you go, the more stretch this hip is going to get. So if your hip isn't that open, as you go lower, you're going to start to feel some tension in this hip. So you want to put a block right here if you can, and that way you'll stay right here. If even going down is too much work for you, you can leave this elbow right here, but you don't want to dump in it, okay? So you see my shoulder? I'm not dumping. Your core is still working and lifted. This elbow is just resting. That's all it's doing. Then this other hand is going to come up and by the ear, okay? So if you can see right now, this is a straight line from my foot all the way to my arm. This is a straight line. And then you want to turn your gaze to the ceiling. So this is a modified version of extended side angle. If this hip is more open, you can take it all the way to the floor. Okay? Now, one thing I used to do when I first started practicing this pose that I want to point out and I don't want you to do is I used to try to make this pose a back bend. So when I was in here, I would twist my chest up. But when I do this, now there's strain in my waist right here and there's strain in this shoulder. Okay, so your torso isn't twisted to face the ceiling. This is wrong posture. You want your torso, so your upper body, to stay facing forward. And it's just your head that twists while reaching these ribs up. So I'm reaching up, but I'm not turning my whole body. Okay, now Sarah, if you're still here, can you give me some hearts? I'm going to show you what I think might be going on with you. And I can't see any comments, but okay, there you are. I think that's Sarah. So I saw in your picture, Sarah, that when you were trying to do extended side angle, you were reaching your hand behind your foot. Can you give me hearts if that's correct? It looked a little dark, but I think your hand was behind your foot. Now, that can be a little harder, okay? If you put your hand back here, it's a little harder on the hip, and that's why right here, your belly might be compressing against this thigh because you're reaching further, okay? So two things I would suggest for you, Sarah, two things to try. When you're in the pose, first of all, put your elbow on your foot right here, because see, now you have more space, okay? And then just stay here and see how it feels, because this will work. Like right now, as you're standing here, this leg is shaking, guys. I need to take a break. But this is still working your legs. This leg is actively pressing backwards, and you're just looking up. So try staying here, Sarah. If you have a block, like I said, I don't have blocks here. I wish I did, I could show you. If you have a block, Sarah, the next thing you would do, so if this feels really good, the next thing you would do is reach the block in front of the foot. So don't go behind just yet. Reach the front block in front, and you would be, like you can see I'm hovering, but let's just imagine, guys, there's a block under my hand. You would be a little higher. So once again, you'd have space between your belly and your thigh, and your hips aren't working as much, okay? So when you're doing extended side angle, you don't want to just immediately drop to the floor. Because now if I went to the floor without checking my form, my body has come down to my thigh. So what I'm in right now, this is not correct form, okay? Your hips have to be adequately open. Your legs have to be adequately strong for you to reach for the floor without compromising your form, okay? So my upper body is still facing forward. It's just my head that's going to turn upwards. My arm stays next to my ear. Remember, you can always come up here. And this back leg, guys, I know it was a little out of the frame, so I'm going to move. This back leg isn't just hanging out. When you're in extended side angle, this back leg is reaching. So the blade, the outer edge, I'm going to show you the outer edge right here of this foot, you want it to be reaching for the floor, and your thigh, so your leg isn't bent like this. Your leg is straightened, but not over straightened because that could hurt your knee. But just pushing this thigh towards the back of the space so that this leg is also working. And you should feel in here, both legs, you should feel it in your inner thighs when you're doing extended side angle, okay? I wanted you guys to see this part a bit more, so I moved. So this is how this part of your body should look, okay? I'm gonna turn around so you can see what it looks like on the back. So once again, you don't feel much in extended side angle. Oh no, you should feel that in your bent leg for sure, Sarah. Like right now, my left, is this my left? Yes. My left thigh is hurting right now. Like it's shaking. Your hips, because it's a hip opener. So when you're in there, you should feel it in your hips, because I'm going to switch this leg, guys, because this hurts. So when you're in here, Sarah, when I'm in this, I'm coming closer so you can see. This knee, I'm pushing it backwards because I want the knee, so like right now, it's not facing where my toes are facing. I'm pushing it backwards to face where my toes are facing. And as you do that, your hip is open, because this is an external rotation of the hip. So you should start to feel it. And when you stay in it long enough, you should feel it in your quads. So this is definitely, you should feel both legs. And then because this leg, now I'm going to move back again. Because this leg is pushing backwards and working, you should feel it in this leg too. So this definitely works out the lower leg. So you should definitely be feeling it somewhere, Sarah. And then when you reach like this is a side body stretch. Okay, so this arm isn't just hanging, it's not just flailing, it's reaching strongly for the wall. So I'm stretching my sides as I'm here, and then looking up. So right now, and my abs are contracted. I'm pulling my belly in. So right now, I feel this in both legs, and I feel it in the side of my body, and my left leg is starting to shake. Yes, definitely, Sarah. Be more active. So you want your belly always pulling in, your legs engaged. One thing I do in all these, so warrior 2 and extended side angle, is when my feet are on the floor, I imagine that I'm trying to pull them, just my feet, trying to pull my feet next to each other. And when you do that, thanks, Sandy, when you pull your feet next to each other, you'll feel it in your inner thigh. So without moving my feet, I just, like right now as I'm here, I imagine that I'm pulling my feet next to one another. And so now my legs are super activated, okay? And I can feel it in my legs. So I want you to try that when you do extended side angle. Imagine that you're pulling your feet next to one another and you should feel your legs activate. Remember that your knee isn't going past your ankle. You want your knee, so if you're bending, and you start to feel, if you're down here and you start to see that your knee is going past your ankle, that means that you need to widen your stance because you've run out of space. So this is when you step your feet apart, and now you can go deeper with that knee staying above the ankle. If the knee goes past, it's dangerous for the knee because now you're putting weight in your knee, and that could cause some pain, okay? So guys, if you've just joined us, hi, thank you. Can you leave your name if this is your first time in the scope, just so I can say hi. I'm Tega, if you're just joining me. We're doing a beginner challenge called Start Your Yoga, and it's 21 days of beginner yoga poses. I'm going to show you guys the flyer real quick, if you're joined, just so you can see it. So the link is right down there. When you sign up, you get a pose into your inbox daily. And after 7 days, we show you a video of how to connect all the poses together. And then every day, so that's Ali right there, Ali K-Born. And I'm Yoga Hermit on Instagram. But every day, so come on Periscope and do a how-to. We show how to do the videos. And I just finished showing how to do extended side angle. If anybody has any questions, if you want me to show how to do the pose again, if you have questions about previous poses, go ahead and just leave me a comment or leave your name so I can say hi. If you just joined the challenge also, all the previous how-to videos are on Catch. So it's Catch, KATCH.me/SocialHermit. And you'll see all the previous how-to videos from the past 3 days of the challenge. And it's not too late for you to join. So I'm going to wait a little bit to see if anybody else has... Hey, Barb, yay, I'm going to go find you and follow you back after I'm done with this. If anybody has any questions, do you want me to show how to do the pose again? Do you want me to show how to do a pose from a previous day? Go ahead and leave a comment. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off and do... I haven't done my practice yet, guys. I'm recovering from a cold, so I've been sleeping in late, which is not good. But I haven't done my practice yet. So I'm going to wait a bit to see if anybody has any questions. And if not... I read you're interested in holy yoga. Did you find God in your practice recently from Sarah? Oh, Sarah, yes, I'm interested in holy yoga, but no, I've always been a Christian. So I've had God in my life pre-yoga practice. What just happened is that when I decided that I wanted to go full-time into yoga and I wanted to teach yoga, I started wondering how I could link yoga to my faith. I wondered, how can I make yoga a ministry since I love yoga so much and I love Jesus so much? And then I found holy yoga. And I said, oh, I fell in love with it, because pretty much the idea is that they use yoga as a source of, as a ministry, which I love the idea of just using your body to worship God and spending time on your mat to meditate. So yeah, I found holy yoga so I've had Christ for a long time. And then when I found yoga and I tried to find how to link yoga and my faith, that's how I came to holy yoga. And I plan to do my teacher training with them, with holy yoga, because I just really love how it's set up. I love their message. I love their ministry. So yeah. Thanks, Sarah. Anybody else? Any questions? Hi, Tega. Do you have any tips for how to motivate oneself to accept it hard? Oh my gosh, Tim. Let me tell you, I find it hard too, okay? Before I got out of bed today, especially being sick, it was hard. But we answered this question, I think, 2 days ago on Instagram. And all I can say is, and it's going to sound terrible, Tim, I'm sorry, but it's just, you make time for what you love, okay? I just started a PhD program in August.
And when I first started, I would practice every day. I would wake up at 6, I would read my Bible, I would do my practice. When I had a bunch of papers to write and it got hard, I would go a week without practicing, or I would practice for 10 minutes in a whole week. So it's hard. There's no secret potion. There's no secret sauce. The only thing is that when you start to see the results and you start to see what happens when you take too long of a break, you get motivated to practice. So for me, for example, one thing I've been working on is my forearm stand. And I noticed that when I would take more than 2 weeks off from practicing it, when I came back, I wouldn't be able to balance on my forearms. It would be so hard, and that frustrated me because it's like, oh, I already made progress. Now I have to start again from the beginning, okay? It's like if you were on a weight loss journey and you lost all that weight and then you stop working out and you gain the weight back. That would frustrate you because it's like all your work up till then is gone and now you have to start again. So Tim, all I would say, it's really an internal thing, a source of internal motivation that keeps you going. There's no magic sauce, but there are things that you can do to make it easier, okay? You have to motivate yourself, but there are things that you can do to make it easier. Thank you, Sarah. No, it's all from yoga. It's from, it's from my forearm stands, my crow poses. Yoga is a great form of workout. But Tim, so for example, some things that would make it easier is if you pick a specific time to work out and stick to it. So for example, if you say you're going to practice in the morning, then the night before you want to have your workout clothes ready, okay? If you're going to practice at night, you have to make sure you get everything done before your workout time so you don't have any excuse not to work out. If you're going to practice in the morning and you know that getting out of bed is hard for you, I hate getting out of bed, you have to make sure you go to sleep early so you can get out of bed so you can work out. So there are things you can do to make it easier to work out, but just getting started and doing it and keeping going, it's up to you. Why would you like me to stand up? I see that you said no disrespect, but if you tell me why, then I'll do it if it's a good reason. Practice in the same spot makes me... Yes, Sarah, in my apartment, my mat stays laid out. Okay, I can't wait to get back. I'm going back home tomorrow. My mat stays laid out, so when I get up, I put on my clothes, I just walk on my mat. That's one. See, Tim, that's an example of one less thing. I don't have to unroll my mat. Once I put on my workout clothes, I can get on it and just start. So there are little things that you can do to make it easier, and if you have fun with it, okay? If you have fun with working out, like I love. Once I'm done with my general practice, I love practicing poses and seeing my body make progress. Like my progress keeps me motivated. So Tim, if you are doing yoga, if you are lifting weights, when you see yourself doing better in certain poses, or maybe you're lifting more weights than before, I don't know how that world works. I'm just using examples so I can connect with everybody. So for me, it's like when I saw myself starting to hold my forearm stands better, I got motivated to practice some more because it's like, oh my gosh, I can finally hold it. And so now I want to keep practicing. So your progress makes you want to keep going. I hope that was helpful, Tim. There's no secret sauce to stay motivated. It's internal, but you can make it easier. If you're just joining, how long can you practice? Because poses don't really look hard for a long practice. Poses are hard. I just saw that. How long can you practice? Because poses don't really look hard. So Jerry, are you saying that are you wondering if you need to hold the poses longer so that you would get a benefit? Am I understanding that question right, Jerry? I'm not sure. He wants more poses. Oh, for the challenge. Okay, yes. So here's the thing. The way the challenge is set up, it's like a slow trickle easing you into yoga, which is why you get only one pose a day. But by 7 days, we'll start showing you how to link your poses. Yeah, it's definitely not challenging right now because we don't want you to be too challenged. But if you hold the poses for like 5, like just now, when I was showing how to do extended side angle, my leg started to hurt. It started to shake because I was holding that for so long. So if you hold it for 5 to 7 slow and deep breaths, the body parts that you're stretching or working, you should at least feel it in those body parts in the moment, okay? Now, on day 7, you'll start to get a video of how we link all the poses that we say. And for guys who are just signing up, show you again so you know what I'm talking about. For people who have signed up for the challenge, they get 1 pose a day in their inbox for 21 days. But every 7 days, we'll show you how to link all 7 poses into a flow. And the idea is that it's going to help you build a foundation for your yoga practice, at least ease you into it, because a lot of people A lot of people say that they don't know where to start yoga. There's so much information out there, they're overwhelmed. So we're pretty much easing you into it. So Jerry, yes, it is set up to be not too challenging, but if you hold the poses for long enough, you should at least feel it working in your body, okay? So for right now, what I'm gonna do, Jerry, I'm gonna show you what it looks like if I hold extended side angle for 5 to 7 breaths, okay? That way I want you to see it. If you try this, I'm telling you, you'll feel it. So I'm gonna hold it for 5 to 7 breaths and my leg's gonna hurt. Jerry, that's been 2 breaths, and right now my right thigh that's bent, I can feel my hip stretching because I'm pushing my hip, pushing my knee back, so I can definitely feel it in my hips right now. Because I'm reaching this arm strongly, I can feel my side stretching. My abs are staying pulling in, my belly's pulling in towards my spine. My left leg is starting to shake a little bit. Okay, so Jerry, I don't even know if I stayed for 5 breaths there, but my thigh, my hip, I could feel it in my hip and my thigh. Okay, guys, so yoga poses look easy, but if you're doing it right, so if you're activating the muscles that need to be activated, and you're breathing slowly, and you stay in it long enough, you will most definitely feel it in your body parts. Okay? Awesome, Jerry. So, but don't worry, by day 7, you'll start getting ways to link all the flows together. You'll start moving in the flows. Would you consider this a warm? No, I don't think I would, Sarah, because it's a hip stretcher. I mean, some people might, but me personally, it's a hip stretcher. And I came on here before I did my practice, and I think I found it a little harder because my hips weren't already open. But honestly, I've seen it. I've done workouts where it's being put in the warm-up flow, but after like 1 or 2 sun salutations where you just float a little bit to get yourself warm. But no, you can add this. So, okay, I'm going to show you real quick the last 4 days together, Sarah, and this could be a warm-up. I'm going to show you how I would flow the last 4 poses of the challenge together. So if I was starting in mountain pose, so Sarah, that could have been a warm-up, okay, what I just did, which was I added 2 poses at the end because I don't remember what comes next for us. But I did add, but those first 3, so that could be a warm-up, but I would maybe do at least 2 regular sun salutations without any warrior poses, so where you just go up, down, down dog, just very basic. I know, if it's too hard, Sarah, remember you can always lower your knees. That's one thing I always tell people who are doing chaturanga. Okay, so when you're here, okay, and you go down, this is hard. It's a lot of work in the arms. But you can lower your knees, keeping your body straight, and this is still working my arms. Right here, I can still feel it in my arms, but I'm not sticking my butt up, and I'm not sticking my hips down, okay? I'm like right here, level. So if it's too hard to do it with your body straight, lowering your knees there is no shame in that. Okay, you want to be safe and build strength over time. Okay, guys, if there are no more questions, it is hard, Sarah. It's a very hard pose because it's not even like a regular push-up. Your arms are in close to your body. That's probably why I have nice arms. It's so hard. No problem. I'm glad I could help. So try those tips for extended side angle. Don't put your hands behind your foot just yet. Keep your elbows on your thigh or try to bring your hand forward. And remember that your body is facing the side space. Don't turn your body forward for extended side angle. If nobody else has any more questions about extended side angle, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Tomorrow, I don't know when I'll scope because I'm traveling early in the morning. I don't get home till late at night, so I might do a night scope for the first time because I don't want to skip a day. But at least from the 6th, I'll have a regular time because I'll be back in my apartment. I can't wait. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining and have a good day. Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Barb. I'm glad you stayed. Thank you for staying, Barb. And I'm going to go find you on Instagram now and follow you back. Bye, guys.